go time as league play opens up for many area teams. The Pac-5 lifts the lid on their season with a heavyweight battle between AG and Paso. Lompoc plans to zero in on another Los Padres League title. Can the Braves shut out a fifth straight opponent? It's rivalry night in the Channel League. Tick is back in the nick of time as Don star Tick Jellison leads Santa Barbara into the big game against San Marcos. And in Ventura, the Cougars clash with neighbor Buena in a key Channel League contest. Friday Football Focus is always clutch, just like this former Santa Barbara Forester star.
Hi, this is Connor Gillespie, and you're watching Friday Football Focus.
Now, from the bleachers to the end zones, gridirons up and down the coast. From the largest sports team on local television. Live, Friday Football Focus.
All right, welcome to Friday Football Focus. I am Mike Klan. Many of our teams beginning that second season tonight. League play opened up and down the 805. We're going to start with a big one in Paso Robles between the Bearcats and the Arroyo Grande Eagles. Friday Football Focus senior reporter Dave Alley was at the game. He joins us live in Paso. And hey, what a way for the Pac-5 League to open up, Dave.
Yeah, no doubt. This is as good as it gets when you're opening up league play. You've got Arroyo Grande versus Paso Robles, a couple of local powerhouses through the years. Now, this has been a great rivalry through the years. They've actually played 15 times dating back to 2002. It's as competitive as you can get. Bearcats have won 8 times, 7 times for the Eagles. So how would it play out here tonight? Both teams coming in with identical records, 5-1. Paso having to play without star running back Christian Erickson out due to a medical issue. First possession for AG. They march it 80 yards, take it inside the 5, and hand off to Cameron Johnston. He does the rest. Short touchdown run. First score of the game. Eagles up 7-0 after 1 quarter. Bearcats no first downs in the first. Move to the second just a minute in. Eagles at the Paso 21. James Gilmet with the ball, and the sophomore running back goes untouched for the score. Eagles double up their lead, leading 14-0. Next possession for Paso. They finally get their offense going, taking it inside Eagle territory. But Steven Schouten has his pass tipped, and Noah Thinger dives, comes up with the interception. Eagles defense making a big stop, and they take advantage after another long drive. Handoff to Johnston again. Touchdown number 2 for him. 21-0 Arroyo Grande, but absolutely no panic for Rich Shimke and the Bearcats. Late first half at the 2. It's Schouten going to Ryan Silliman, and he brings it in for a Paso touchdown. That gives them some momentum, down 21-7 at the break. It's homecoming night. Jorge Rodriguez, Isabel Gonzalez, the king and queen, congrats to them. Move to the second half, early third. Schouten at the 1, plunges it in, and the Bearcats right back into the ball game, down just a touchdown, 21-14. Paso would get the ball back, looking to tie. Schouten going downfield, trying to hit a big play, but it's Thinger doing his thing again, coming up with his second interception of the night. Eagle defense with another key stop. Ensuing drive, handoff goes to Michael McLean, disappears, but suddenly emerges into open space, and he takes it 30 yards for the score. AG on top with some breathing room, 28-14. Move to the 4th. Eagles threatening again at the 20. It's Sawyer May going up top to Zach Bullard. Another score. Eagles on top by 21. Bearcats made it interesting late with a couple of scores, but Arroyo Grande gets it done, earning the win, beating Paso Robles 35-28. All right, there you have it. Now it's even up with 8 wins apiece over the last 16 matchups. Congrats to Tom Goosen and his AG Eagles with the win. They improved to 1-0 in the Pac-5, 6-1 overall. They'll be off next week. They'll have a bye. As for the Bearcats, they've dropped 2 in a row. They'll wrap up a 4-game homestand here next week with San Luis Obispo. They dropped to 0-1 in league play, 5-2 overall. That's going to wrap it up here from Paso Robles, live from War Memorial Stadium. Dave Alley for Friday Football Focus. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. Great job. And those two teams always seem to play great games against each other. Well, it's been a rough non-league season for both San Luis Obispo and Rigetti. These proud programs were both winless. Homecoming tonight at Rigetti. Your king is Brian Will. Your queen is Caitlin Sabadera. Caitlin was born with a genetic disease that causes tumors to form in various parts of the body called tuberous sclerosis, and her boyfriend Brian has Down syndrome. What a great story. Enjoy the moment. We pick it up third quarter. Warriors up 14-7. Tigers. Pearson Moishuk near the goal line, and then Javon Montgomery hands it to Moischuk, and he's in, and we're tied up at 14. Third quarter, 1st and 15 for Rigetti. Billy Wolf, the swing pass out to Jalen Davis. And look at this, he's going to tip him down the sideline, uses that stiff arm, and he's in from 56 yards out. Warriors retake the lead up 21-14. Fourth quarter, they give it to big Damian Robles, and he's going to find a hole, and he is off to the races. One tackler to beat, and look at him stop on the dime, get by him, and go 70 yards for the touchdown. Warriors up 27-14, and that's how it ended. Rigetti gets their first win of the season, final 27-14. Next up for the Warriors, a road game at Atascadero. Well, let's quickly check in live with Cinere de los Santos. Yep, still working. You know, she's at Cronies. Let's jump in tonight with the big rivalry game between Channel League foes Ventura and Buena. Cinere?
Mike, I could barely hear you guys. It's a little loud. You know, it's bittersweet for me because today is the last FFF for me for this season. I will be starting my maternity leave starting tomorrow, so we'll save the crying for later. But for now, I am enjoying the atmosphere here at Cronies one last time for this season. No players here tonight, but a lot of fans and a lot of Ventura fans, that is. I was at that game, Ventura versus Buena, the dogs versus the cats. KK, what do we got to say?
Stay tuned for Ventura High School because they're very good.
Ventura highlights, that is. Mike, go ahead. We're going to send it back to you, and we'll bring those highlights a little bit later in the show.
It's Cinere. We will check in with you just a little bit. On September 2nd, the Lompoc Braves allowed 10 points in a lopsided victory. 35 days and 4 games later, Lompoc has not given up another point. Friday Football Focus senior reporter Dave Alley went to a Braves practice this week to find out what makes this defensive unit so stingy.
The stats are staggering. The Lompoc Braves are undefeated, rolling up big numbers offensively, averaging nearly 49 points a game. But just as impressive, if not more, is the defense.
It feels great. Every week we've been just getting better. Everything's been flowing smoothly. The defense is just getting stronger and stronger every week.
A scary thought for opponents since Lompoc has given up only 24 points all season. That's an average of just 4 points per game.
We got great athletes. Our team speed's really probably right around where we were in 2012. So we got a special group of players.
That group has simply dominated, posting an amazing streak of 4 straight shutouts.
It keeps the motivation up, so next game where we want another one. Just keep going, and go for 5, go for 6, why not?
Players tell me their defensive success is no accident and certainly no fluke, pointing to the fact that they are putting in countless hours of preparation to make sure they keep the other team off the scoreboard.
We do a lot of film. We do films sometimes in the morning, films all the time at lunch. So we just watch film, watch the little details.
It's meticulous preparation, started long ago.
Focusing on defense since spring ball, since the end of last season, knowing the flaws that we had and where we need to get better at.
Those flaws right now appear to be 0, just like the D is leaving on the scoreboard. Dave Alley for Friday Football Focus.
Oh, thank you, Dave. And so with that setup, let's see if Pioneer Valley could find a way to crack that Lompoc defense tonight. Los Padres League opener for both. And hey, get your Braves souvenir cap at any fine store in Lompoc. Braves already cheering. They're up 7-0. On the kickoff here, Jojo Gonzalez of PV looking more like Speedy Gonzalez. Hey, a beautiful 50-yard return. But on the very next play, here's some of that Lompoc defense. Dallas Canley able to get to big Matthew Garcia for the sack, so PV has to punt. Next Braves drive, Ruben Cortez punching it in from 4 yards out. 14-0 Lompoc. Next Braves possession. Hey, worked the first time. Here it is again. Cortez, another touchdown, so it's 21-0 after a 3-and-out. Cameron Davis to the man with speed, huh? Shamar Savage. These guys have quite some chemistry going on this year. Lompoc starting to pull away. Now, Garcia finding his receiver on the rollout, but there he is, Mr. T. Toa Tawa with a crushing hit. Next Braves possession, and it's Tawa finding a seam, and he's off. Oh, yeah, The big guy can scoot 35 yards for the touchdown. It was 35-0 Lompoc, more than 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. And they do it again, another goose egg. Final in this one, 63-0. That's 5 straight shutouts. The only thing that can slow the Braves down right now is the bye week, which is next week. For Pioneer Valley, they host St. Joseph. Well, before Santa Ynez begins Los Padres League play next Friday, the Pirates trying to complete an undefeated non-league season. Tonight, Peter Pan had his head on a swivel. There were Pirates everywhere. Santa Ynez Pirates against the Morro Bay Pirates. First quarter, Morro Bay going to put the ball on the ground, and Santa Ynez says, thank you very much. 2 plays later, Michael McCoy hands off to Gabe Prendergast. He's got 8 yards for the first down. 3 plays after that, those two hook up through the air, and he slides in safely for the end zone. 7-0 Santa Ynez. 2 minutes later, you got to watch this. Michael McCoy, we've seen him do it all this year. Throw for touchdown passes, pick off passes, and oh yeah, he can run. Just your typical scramble for about 60 yards for the touchdown. And it's 14-0 Santa Ynez. About a minute later, still in the first quarter, McCoy launching a bomb to his favorite target, Prendergast. Look at that beauty. 45 yards as big number 9 goes up and gets it. And we're still in the first quarter, and McCoy to the air. Guess who? Yeah, Prendergast again. This one 60 yards out on the catch and carry. Santa Ynez pours it on, and they win. Final score 48-7. So they stay undefeated. They're 6-0. Santa Ynez at Cabrillo next week. Morro Bay at Mission Prep. All right, time for our first time out. When we come back, more from the Los Padres League as St. Joseph hosts Cabrillo. The Rooster is in with those highlights. Then later, it's rivalry night in the Channel League. Yeah, we saw Centeray set up Buena and Ventura. Well, how about the big game highlights from San Marcos and Santa Barbara?